guys, it's Janixa and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another year in review video, and this time it's China Glaze's turn. We are going to be taking a look at all the nail polish that China Glaze released in the year 2022. First up, they had their spring 2022 collection, and this one was called Mystic Bloom. This was an 8-piece collection, and initially, like in my review video, I was really excited about this collection, mainly because none of the other mainstream spring collections had really grabbed my attention, and this one had a lot of shimmer and there was just a lot going on, so it definitely grabbed my attention, so that's why I was really excited about it. But looking back at that video now, I did watch some of the video again just to kind of refresh my memory about the collection. I feel like I only really liked maybe half of the collection because the other half was kind of blah to me, like the neutral nude colors were I didn't like. Even in the video I said I really didn't like those, that if you were only picking and choosing a few from the video, that those would be the ones that I recommend that you didn't grab. I really love the purple polishes. There was just some that had such an ethereal look. So that's why I'm saying that I feel like half of that collection was definitely a hit and the other half was a miss. I feel like though collectively for most people in the nail polish community, they didn't really like that spring collection, and I was kind of surprised. I mean, no, the polishes weren't super unique. I mean, it was things we had seen before, but I just still thought that cohesively as a collection, it looked really nice. And I was coming off a little bit of a disappointment from the Oily Spring collection because I thought that the Oily Spring collection was going to have shimmer because their promo pictures, that's what it looked like, but they turned out to be creams and not shimmers. So I was disappointed in that. So seeing this China Glaze collection filled with a lot of shimmer made me happy. So for me, it's just, I'm kind of torn on this collection. I feel like, again, I like half of it, and then half of it I could, take or leave, Next up, they released a collection for summer 2022. We actually had 2 summer collections this year. The first one we're going to talk about is the Jurassic World Dominion collection, and I loved it. I know that a lot of people were kind of upset with this collection because it felt like a fall colors collection in the summertime, and I completely agree. It was definitely fall colors, but think about it. This was based off of Jurassic World, off of dinosaurs. So they weren't going to give us, pink for, dinosaurs. I would have been really upset if we had gotten a Jurassic World collection from China Glaze and it was filled with pink and peachy colors. That would have just not done Jurassic World justice at all. So I think that they actually did the movie justice like really well. They did a really good job. I feel like if the movie would have been released more towards the fall, people would have loved the collection even more because it would have suited the, seasonally the polishes would have suited a lot better. But because the movie came out, more in the summertime, people were just not really feeling these colors. But yeah, I think for this particular collection, we have to look at it as more of a themed collection and not really a seasonal collection. And then I think you'll really like it if you look at it from a Jurassic World point of view and not a summer collection point of view. I enjoyed everything about this collection. I really love that when China Glaze does a collaboration, they put designs on their caps. I love that. I loved everything about this collection. The only thing that I was kind of meh about was the cream, the nude or neutral cream color. I could have done without that one, but even then I was still okay with it because it had a good formula. So I really enjoyed everything about this collection. I thought they did a really good job, and yeah, it just made me really excited to see what else China Glaze was going to release for this year. The next summer collection that we got from China Glaze was the Dippin Dots collection. And this was another collection that I really enjoyed, and this one was definitely more geared toward summer colors. You know, we had neons, we had pink, we had neon green, we had yellow, and I really enjoyed it. Yes, the formulas were a little bit iffy. On a few you needed 3 coats, but I didn't care. I like that China Glaze steps out of the box and tries new things, and you know, sometimes they do really well and sometimes they don't, but I feel like they did a good job with the Dippin' Dots collection. I loved that crelly that they did. That was absolutely perfect. Please, China Glaze, I will keep saying this. I will keep begging for it. Give us an entire Crellies collection. Please, 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 please. I feel like that would be amazing. I know we can get plenty of Crellies from indies, but when a mainstream brand does it, it just feels more special. I don't know. I enjoyed that one. I think it's called Arctic Confetti. I enjoyed it so much. It's a beautiful polish. So yeah, again, I feel like this collection was also pretty divisive because people didn't like the formulas, but again, I didn't think that it was bad formulas. I mean, you were dealing with neons. Usually neons need 2 to 3 coats. So for me, it wasn't a big deal that some of these needed 3 coats. So again, this was a collection that I also really enjoyed from China Glaze. Next up, they released the Fall 2022 collection. It was called I Don't Give a Zip. And now we're getting into the iffy territories with their releases for this year. Unfortunately, it was like split right down the middle for me. Half of their year was really good, and then the other half was not so great. This coffee themed collection for the fall was a miss for me because the formulas were not very good in my opinion. I kept comparing them to Essie, and other brands have been doing, you know, almost 1 coat creams, and I feel like all mainstream brands should be at that point where our creams are pretty much 1 coaters, especially darker creams. And a few of these darker creams were very streaky on the first coat, and you definitely needed a second coat for them. And it was just frustrating. It was frustrating to see that from China Glaze. I want to see more full coverage creams, more opacity with their creams. Overall, that collection was just a bit of a boring one. I understand that there's a lot of people who like coffee themed collections like that, but I feel like it just wasn't a success for them. I would have loved to see a coffee themed collection from them, but instead of all creams, give us coffee colored shimmers. So kind of like the shimmers that they use for the Dippin' Dots collection in, you know, brown bases. So like a brown base with the gold shimmer. I feel like that would have looked absolutely beautiful. Man, that really would have looked gorgeous. We could have had different tones of brown with similar gold or copper shimmer. I would have absolutely loved to see that from China Glaze, especially because we know they can pull something off like that because they've done so many beautiful shimmers and glitters before. So yeah, I feel like it was a missed opportunity here to do nothing but creams for this fall collection. I've said this before in videos, but I feel like maybe China Glaze used up a huge chunk of their budget for 2022 by teaming up with Jurassic World and Dippin' Dots in the same year, because obviously they have to pay licensing fees and all of that. So it's very possible that they used a huge chunk of their budget for the year on those 2 collections, and that's why the fall, Halloween, and holiday collections were not as great as they usually are. So I don't know, maybe I'm just giving them an excuse, giving them a pass, because I still really love them. Next up, we had the Halloween 2022 collection called Vain Villains, and this one was another disappointment. We had 3 mattes and then 3 regular polishes in this collection. One good thing came from this collection, and it's that they labeled their matte polishes. So all 3 matte polishes had the word matte on the cap a few times written all over it. Love that. Hope that they continue doing that for future releases. But other than that, this collection was just very boring and basic. China Glaze is known for doing some great Halloween collections. They do some gory, ugly looking polishes that end up being really, really popular. And I've been looking forward to polishes like that from China Glaze, and we haven't gotten it yet. We haven't gotten it in a couple years, and I'm still looking out for them. And yeah, this year we just didn't get that from them. These were very basic colors and very boring. The formulas were okay. I wouldn't say there was anything wrong with them really. But yeah, just nothing to write home about really. And the final collection that China Glaze released in 2022 is their winter/holiday collection, and this one is called Dippin Dots. And you guys probably already know what I'm gonna say here, because this collection gave me so many headaches. It was such a frustrating collection to swatch. I at first didn't know if they intended for these polishes to be full coverage glitters or toppers. I did not know what I didn't know what they were thinking when they released these. I don't know why did they do this. Okay, I feel like the formula on these was not good. There was too much glitter, not enough base. It was just a mess. It was a big gloopy mess is what it is. They're not easy to work with. They're just not good. In my opinion, they're really not good. I really would not recommend that you buy these at all. And I find it kind of funny because China Glaze social media, their Instagram, has been hyping up, you know, the announcing of this collection, like code G on Instagram, like, oh, China Glaze code G, what could that mean? There's a glitter conspiracy out there, and oh my goodness. And first of all, I don't like marketing like that. I feel like it's a little silly. But second of all, I just felt a little bit of secondhand embarrassment because I knew how bad these were, and they were, you know, talking about them or, you know, hyping up the announcement of this collection as if they were really, really good. And all I could think was, did any of these people swatch these? And I wanted to hear their honest opinion about them. Like, did any of them think that these were good? What were their thought process when they were creating these and, you know, when they were approving these formulas? I really would love to know that, because maybe it would give me some insight on why the polishes turned out the way they did, you know, why the final product is the way that it is. I would love to be able to sit in on, you know, one of these meetings where they're approving these formulas, because I don't know, it would help me understand a lot more why nail polish companies now in the year 2022 are still releasing formulas that are subpar or just not good at all. Whew. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for this video. There we have China Glaze's year in review for the year 2022. Let's talk about all their releases in the comments down below. Let me know if you agree with my opinions on their releases for the year. Yeah, let's just talk about it all in the comments below. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!